kind of been a tradition for us to do. I do a talk and I kind of infuse the annual meeting into it. So we're going to do that today, but it'll be good because you'll learn a little principle. But I have a joke that Daryl Lynn, she's not here, that she sent me, so I'll have to read this to you. Two 90-year-old women, Rose and Barb, had been friends all their lives when it was clear that Rose was dying. Barb visited her every day, and one day Barb said, "Rose, we both loved playing women's softball all our lives, and we played all through high school. Please do me one favor. When you get to heaven, somehow," oh, come on, it'll work. Okay, hang on.
Oh, no.
Sorry, guys.
No.
I know, cliffhanger. Okay, wait a second. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so hang on. From her deathbed, if you know there's a women, oh, okay. Somehow you must let me know if there's women's softball there. Rose looked up at Barb from her deathbed and said, "Barb, you've been my best friend for many years. If it's at all possible, I'll do this favor for you." Shortly after that, Rose passed on. At midnight, a few nights later, Barb was awakened from a sound sleep by a blinding flash of white light and a voice calling out to her. "Barb, Barb, who is it?" asked Barb, sitting up suddenly. "Who is it?" "Barb, it's me, Rose." "You're not Rose. Rose just died." "I'm telling you, it's me. It's Rose," insisted the voice. "Rose, where are you?" "In heaven," replied Rose. "I have some really good news and a little bad news." "Tell me the good news first," said Barb. "The good news," Rose said. Is this on?
Yeah, I just...
Oh, that's why it's echoing. Okay. The good news, Rose said, is that there's softball in heaven. Better yet, all of our old buddies who died before us are here too. Better than that, we're all young again. Better still, it's always springtime, and it never rains or snows, and best of all, we can play softball all we want, and we never get tired. "That's fantastic," said Barb. "It's beyond my wildest dreams. What's the bad news? You're pitching Tuesday." Isn't that great?
Yeah, that was worth it.
It was worth me. You have me to continue to download. Okay. So. Oh, I know, it's so great. Well, you know, as you all know, I've been here several years and it's been a journey. And the main thing about being a minister is that, you know, it's not like you get up and speak every Sunday, but that's cool. But the main thing, it's about building trust and faith. And I think as we go on this path, that's really what happens, is that we have to deepen our faith, we have to believe. And then, so for me, the journey has been here because it's been challenging. It hasn't been easy. I walked in and it was a challenging situation. So for me, it was about deepening my connection to God, and also learning how to be more present with difficult people, because we had some beloved ones here 10 years ago that were just gorgeously challenging, okay? They were just wonderful, and so they helped me to evolve. And if you've had anybody like that in your life, I'm sure you've had that, yeah? And you go, damn, why are they in my life? Well, they're to grow you, beloved ones. There's a story called, I think it's called The Little Soul from Neil Donald Walsh. Have any of you ever read that book?
No.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's fantastic, yeah. And what I love about it, the little soul says to, let's say Lily's going to be the other little soul. So we're up in heaven and, oh, I can't wait to get reborn again. And the other soul says, oh, that's great. What did you pick, you know, as your purpose for this life? And I'm paraphrasing. And the little soul says, well, you know, I'm going to have you help me to grow. And the little soul goes, oh, that's fantastic. And the other little soul says, yeah, but you're not going to like it because you're going to forget that you asked me to do this for you. And it's all about that as we come into this incarnation, whether you believe it or not, I believe that we're given opportunities to grow in this life. And if we don't get it this life, you get to go do it all over again. And one of my favorite stories was from a friend of mine. Her husband was a pharmacist, and he got hooked on pharmaceutical drugs. okay, and he became an addict. And he ended up overdosing. So he came back to her, much like Rose did for Barb, or Barb did for Rose. And he said, "Oh man, Dar," and Darlene was her name. He goes, "Dar, this is horrible." She goes, "Why? You're in heaven." He goes, "Oh yeah, but I gotta continue right where I left off." So the lessons are that we continue where we left off, okay? So when there's something challenging, you go, "Yeah, I'll just bury my head in the sand. I don't want to deal with it." Deal with it, because we're going to have a simpler incarnation later, whether it's in this life or the next life. And I really do believe that we are born again and again and again, probably thousands of times. And if you haven't ever done a past life regression, anybody ever do that? Oh yeah, because what happens is it helps you to embody the gifts and skills and talents that you had, you know, in these other lives. You go, well, how come I like singing so much? Or how come I like, you know, doing this or doing that? And it's because there is a memory of doing that, you know, dancing or whatever the case may be. So it's really quite beautiful. But so for here, you know, what we do is use the principles of science of mind. And the principle of science of mind is what Lily said earlier, is that there is ancient wisdom that Ernest Holmes took it from the Upanishads, he took it from Judaism, he took it from Christianity, he took it from all of the different modalities in order to have us be able to express our lives as we want them, yeah? So, you know, all of you are able to do that. You're able to create and desire whatever you want. So, you know, I've shared the story about my mom and my brother and talking to my brother and saying, you know, just know and affirm that you're healthy and you're going to be okay and get through this stage 4 cancer. And he is getting healthier and healthier and healthier. So it's really quite beautiful. But it's hard, isn't it? When you have something challenging. So I can't even imagine the people that lost their homes and they lost family, and then there's people on the news, and I don't watch the news, but it's even on, you know, your computer, it'll pop up. And, you know, they're missing people. So let's just all hold for them, that they're found and they're healthy. So let's hold that intention, because where 2 or more are gathered, we can create that. So for Center of the Heart, you know, we've had up years and down years. It's been challenging and it's been like super great, you know, and it's like any business, and I'm going to say that. It is like a business, because regardless of what we do here, we still have to generate and we still have to create, and that's really what it's about. So the reason for the annual meeting is that we have in our bylaws that we have to have one once a year, okay? And so here we are. But I'll infuse little stories and stuff so it won't be boring. Because what used to happen is that we would, I remember when Barbara Breeza was here and she's like, okay, we have to grab everybody and they can't have coffee and they can't have any food. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm doing it during the service. Okay? Because that was just ludicrous. So anyway, that's why we do it during service. And we have 3 of us on the court council because it's just easier. we have people on the court council who's like, oh, they work our last nerve. So anyway, so we are now just, you know, the dynamic trio, and the president secretary is Barbara Urbanet. Hello! Okay. I know, look at that face. She's so great. Okay, and then Vice President is Roxy Angel von Strassenberg, superstar. And I am the Senior Minister and Spiritual Leader and CFO. So it's my job to make sure we continue to get funding into the Senate. Because like any nonprofit, that's what it's all about. We help people, but we also have to keep helping ourselves at the same time. So it's great. A financial presentation is that we continue to have the loans that were taken out years ago before I got here. But what's cool is that we're able to make it right now monthly. So what I do is that we vision, and what we had to do because we were not making it, we were very low funding. And so we visioned, and I've talked about this before, so I can just do it fast, but we visioned about the people that we wanted to rent from us. And so, you know, they love it so much here. The church that comes in on Sunday, they said, can we have Friday? And they can't, what other day? Oh, Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then the pastor's wife comes up to me and says, Maryum, can we rent one of your offices? I go, they're taken. So anyway, that's how much they love it here, because they feel the energy here, because we pray here all the time, and it's really cool. So that's awesome. And they're even buying the chairs from us because they don't sell them. We want those pink chairs. So they're going to buy the pink chairs from us, and then we're going to have to put them in a little shed, and it'll be great, you know, until they get bigger. Because their vision is they're going to grow and they're going to double in size. And I love it, because I'm sitting here, you know, on Sunday afternoons and, Señor Jesus, Señor Jesus, praise God, amen. And I'm like, yeah. So, you know, they're praying and praying and praying, and it's awesome, because it doesn't matter who you pray about or with, it's all God, okay? That's really what it is, and I love it. Facilities-wise, Denise had the side lot cleared, and do y'all know we have a side lot there? Okay, kind of? Okay, well, it was like the weeds were growing. They probably won't this year. It's too darn dry. But anyway, she had it cleared out. I know, right? And we have a huge tree over there, but eventually, you know, we want to do something with that property, but that's a vision down the road. And then we had to replace the video camera, and we had to replace the computer, actually 2 computers, because we had to replace a laptop as well. And we just went into Smile.Amazon.
Yes.
Yeah, and so it was, we got stuff and we get money back. So it's awesome. And then we found a great carpet cleaner, because these carpets are, gosh, I don't know, how they've been here since you've been here, right? I don't know, forever.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we found a guy, yeah, so we found a guy that can actually get some of these stubborn, how many years?
They've been here, they got here in the mid-late 90s.
Mid-late 90s, so
Wow.
that's how good this rug is, darn. Anyway, so this guy was able to get out some really stubborn stains. He goes, Reverend Mary, if you just give me back a couple more times, I guarantee it. I'm like, okay. And we found them through the other church. I know, it's just a friend of theirs, and so it was so great. And what they do, because they're in here 3 days a week, they split the cost with us. Isn't that cool? So they look at me, and Leo goes, Rev, he calls me Pastor, we need to clean the carpets again. I go, okay, Leo, we'll call. And you know, the one thing that I know about the facilities, you know, we keep it up as much as we can. We paint it, and we've done all these things. But we're going to install the prayer wall, and you all know about that. But what you don't know is that we had a board that we were originally going to have Beth Amin do a mural on. And that board's been sitting out on the side, and we never used it. We paid $200-300 for that board, and now we're going to install it and create a prayer wall out of it. So it just needs to be cleaned, probably repainted, I would say.
Maybe just clean.
Probably just clean.
Just clean.
So anyway, so we're going to be doing that. We're going to put it in the foyer, and then, I mean, my intention, and what I think I told you gals, but my intention is that we create an energy around that prayer wall. So we have the old prayers that, you know, were from existing, which have incredibly powerful energy. And then we are going to have once a month, like we do Birthday Sunday, we're going to do prayer wall Sunday. And so we're going to add to that prayer wall. And we're going to start doing that. We'll put it in meet up, we'll put it everywhere to get people to come and feel the power of that wall. And to also, you could set your intentions for it. Because if you weren't here on Sunday, Bill talked about, and Shannon, his wife, about the power of that wall and about how they met the children that were born from the prayers, from putting their prayers on that prayer wall. Isn't that cool?
So like
31, right? 31 women who had children after they prayed. Yeah, it's so great. So that came because I was just surrendering up and go, gosh, we need something kind of cool to come into the center. God brought that to us 2 days later, so it's really nice. And then notable happenings is that we rented out to the Isha Foundation, and then we did a barbecue in the park, which was way fun. Remember that, guys? So instead of having the service here, they take over the whole building. And so that was wonderful. That was in January, was it? No, June. It was in June. And then the other money-making events that we do, and we did the outdoor rummage sale for the first time. And you all heard the story about Barbara. So I said, Barbara's got to be here because she'll say, they'll go, how much? $5. Okay, and they'll just pay her. She just has that authority. I don't know what it is. Anybody else would say 50 cents. And she's like, no, $5. No, that's really good. I didn't tell you this. There was a broken lamp. And he goes, can I just take? She says, no, $5. That was good. Okay.
Do you sell these?
No.
No comment.
No comment. You know what? Smart man. Okay. And then we have the Healing Arts Fair, and what we have is different people come, and we have a beautiful group of people that usually come and volunteer, and they're great. Saddama is here every time. God bless that man. And then we've got other people. I think Brian is here every time. Lily, you've been here pretty much every time. Roxy, of course. And it's really cool because that has brought in a lot of people into the center just to get to know us. And even if they don't come on a Sunday, they're coming to our event. And the cool thing that happened at the last healing fair was that I got blessed because I'm facilitating it. They're all going on the crystal bed. And there was a family, and I told you the story, and if you didn't, I'll do it very briefly. There was a family that, a husband and wife, and then a sister. And the sister came to me and says, Reverend Maryum, I've been supporting my sister because her son committed suicide. And so she said, they're gonna be driving up to see me, and I want them to get on the crystal bed. So they eventually did. The wife was more receptive than the husband. But then once he laid down there, and that brother's laying on there, and that man started talking. And I just listened. And he talked about his son. And he talked about what happened. And he said, da-da-da, and he was saying something about, well, da-da, something negative. And I go, no, beloved. I said, that's not the truth. I said, this is just for you to be held in love. And I can't remember what happened, but I just remember my heart got opened that day. So when we have some of these events, yeah, it looks like we're here to make money. Well, not really. We're here to heal people. So when he walked out and when she walked out, they felt, and he said, and then he walked over to the table and gave a tithe to whoever was sitting there. And I can't remember who, Sue Ulu, and she goes, Rev, why is he giving us money? And I go, don't ask. He's just grateful. Just put it in the bank and it's okay. Because he felt like he had never been so supported in years.
And he didn't want to even get on the bed first?
No. So that energy helped to open him up and helped him feel good about himself and to make, even though he's never going to forget his son, to make peace with that. Because I said, you're never going to forget that your beloved son. You're never going to forget. And when people say, and he says, they give him the platitudes, and I'm just going to say this again because it's so important for you to know. When people lose somebody, don't say they're in a better place. Oh, you just want to, right?
Yeah,
and it's like, just don't ever say that.
Yeah.
Just say, gosh, I'm so sorry for your loss, and how can I support you? But they're in a better place. No, they're not. I want them here. I want them here, okay? And that's how we got Dick Knopf here, by the way. And if you don't know the story of Dick was here for years with us, and he walked in, and I said, oh, hey, how are you, Dick? And he was like, probably sitting where Dan was, and he goes, oh, I'm not really great, and I lost my wife. And I said, oh, honey, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you lost your wife. And I have the grief recovery handbook out in my car. I ran and got it, and I gave it to him. And he was ours from that point on because he felt like he got supported in this space.
And he's still ours.
And he's still ours. He came through. Oh, yeah. Yeah, huh? He came through, and Denise was having a session. I can show this. And he wanted to tell me, what was it again, Denise?
He wanted to thank you for all the wonderful words that you said at his memorial,
Yeah.
and that they were the greatest words that he'd ever heard in his whole life, and he was just so grateful.
That was the best memorial.
And he
Oh,
didn't
my gosh.
and he didn't want to leave here quite yet because he wanted to hold on to what he received here.
Oh, isn't that beautiful? So no matter what, if you're loving and kind to people, they're gonna remember that. Just know that. So be loving kindness and they remember you. Let's see. Okay, Healing Arts Fair. Then the graduating class of 2018, Roxy and Lily. Woo! So we're gonna do their oral panels tomorrow. So let's hold the intention. It's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay? And it'll be great. That's exactly. They're already done, baby. Okay. And then we do celebration events. You know, I haven't done a ritual lately. Oh, maybe I'll do that in a couple weeks. But anyway, solstice candle lighting, we do that every year. So it's like our winter celebration to honor that. We do a Easter / spring. We don't, yeah, because we're not traditional. We're untraditional. So we do a spring celebration, and then we also do a holiday celebration that we'll talk about in the announcements. And then the monthly acknowledgements, we do Birthday Sunday, we're going to do the Prayer Wall Sunday to come, and then weekly hospitality. Can we all give Roxy a hand? Hello.
And Mary Sue. And Mary Sue. And Mary Sue.
And Mary Sue's there. Mary Sue's there. Hopefully the sound's on there. Okay, so it's awesome.
And Susan.
And Sue, where's Susan? And Susan! Susan brought me my water and my tea today. Thank you, little beloved one. She's so great. Okay, and this is our practitioner corps. You have, Bev was just here. Sybil, you haven't seen in a while, but she was here about 4 years ago. She's been going through some health challenges, so we're continuing to hold her in prayer, and her husband. So, you know, he had some heart stuff going on, and they both are just loving each other up. Because when I talk to him, I say, how you doing, baby? And she says, we're just loving each other and holding each other in that space. Trish has been here, Janky, and she's come and she does a talk and she sings. And so if you haven't seen her, she'll show up. She'll randomly come here. She's usually here like once a year, I think, right? Yeah. And then Denise is in the sound booth. And then Douglas Howard, who was here last week. Isha, you see every week. Daryl Lynn decided to join us because she loved our energy. And then our two new girls, because they're already practitioners. Lily and Roxy. So that's, look at, we've got a nice core group, don't we? Isn't that beautiful? So that's great. Okay, and then our volunteers. Oh, there, yeah, Mary Sue. Did you get her to half smile? That's good.
No, that's actually the picture you took down to Brazil.
Oh, I took that one to Brazil? Wow.
Yes, I took a picture of her. It was really dark, but I lightened it up in face in.
That's all right. We'll have to tell her a joke and make her laugh. Okay.
Yeah.
So Susan, that's a good picture of Susan, and Joe Murphy. Joe does the PowerPoint. Susan does a little bit of everything. So Susan will help out wherever she can. She'll do chairs. She'll go in the kitchen. She helps in the bookstore wherever she can. And then Barbara, again, ditto, everything, right? Wherever it's needed, Barbara's there. Mary Sue, same thing. Diana's been helping clean up, and you've been helping doing things, so thank you for that. And then Lily, same thing. She helps me, and she does, she's helping me actually do the books in the bookstore.
Yeah.
I mean,
In the office.
on our financials. Because she did it years ago, and so I'm going to say, you know, because she and I will both be praying over, expanding, multiply, multiply. We are grateful. And Denise, of course, is on there as a volunteer. Here's what Denise does. So I can't get to the bank all the time, so she goes to the bank. And then I'll say, gee, we're really low on some supplies. She goes and runs and picks those up. So thank you. You know, I'm so grateful, Denise. And then Roxy, well, hello, everything and anything. Roxy Angel, superstar volunteer. And then Dan, thank you, Dan, for, you know, he's gonna actually install the wall.
Prayer wall.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to just, he's going,
With
yeah.
help.
With help. If somebody, that's heavy. That is a heavy piece of wood. Okay, Oksana and Kathy with the seed. Yeah, because Kathy gets out there and she gets on a little roll and she starts gardening.
Yes.
Okay, and we're like, well, what are you doing? She goes, I just have a lot of energy. You know, and she'll sit there for a couple of hours. It's really hysterical. And Oksana too. Oksana has helped us, so thank you. And Joanne Murmis, oh my goddess. So Joanne has been volunteer extraordinaire. She, when we do our Women's Day retreat, she has been a speaker. So has Lily. And but yoga for how many years now?
I think
3 years.
No.
You
No,
so,
more than
yeah,
that.
do you believe that? So it's incredible. So she said, and I got to tell you, when I was staying with Joanne before Art moved up to Ventura, remember Maryum? I want to be a yoga teacher. How many years ago was that? Right? 4, 5. And then she went and got her her certification. And then she says, can I teach yoga at the center? I'm like, sure. You know me, sure. Go for it. And it's awesome. So we have that beautiful energy. And then Joanne's, one of her students came in, and Colleen is now teaching on Tuesday and Thursday?
Thursday.
Tuesday and Thursday, and Joanne
2 p.m.
teaches on Saturday. So thank God, right? So that's beautiful.
Oh,
Okay, and thank you, everybody. And anybody else who helped, we thank you. We thank you. Oh my gosh, this is cute. Oh, this was from the barbecue in the park, you guys. Penelope and Bo, Darylyn, and Bo.
Yeah, your bows.
Bo. Okay,
No,
we got Bobo. Okay.
I don't know their names if they're partners.
That's crazy. And then I'm up there, Oksana, Barbara, Karen, and Mel. And then down below, family and friends, Emily, Oksana, Kathy with the C's
I
there.
don't know who that guy is now.
Down below there.
That's my friend Edgar.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
I remember him. And then here's the Christmas tree trimming party. So we're
Yeah,
gonna
from
do
a
that
couple
again.
years ago.
And here's a
Yeah.
picture of our beloved Dick,
Yes,
right there.
that's why I keep it
So,
up.
yeah, so it's awesome. So we'll take some more pictures, you know, and it'll really be fun. So these are the birthday Sundays, and everybody who's had birthdays, so it's great. Oh, and people that aren't here anymore, they've moved away, and people that are still here, so it's great. Oh, and then look at, this is from the baby blessing. Look how big those girls are now. Okay?
Yeah.
So all the children, yeah, so cute. Okay, go back to that for a second. And then events, oh, that's Brian sitting at the table waiting for somebody to come see him at the Intuitive Fair. And then we had, oh, Joe's not here, but that was a great workshop, the alcohol inks painting.
Yeah.
Who went to that? That was fantastic. And then Denise has hers, so you do
Soul
your
collage.
soul
I don't have
collage.
any pictures of her.
I know.
So, next time we have one here, we gotta.
Yeah, we gotta take pictures of
I
you
want
girls.
I want to do one in
Put that out
I want to do one in January.
Okay, we'll
Okay,
take
awesome.
pictures of you.
Okay.
And then we did the barbecue at Tucker's Grove and then the Healing Arts Fair. Okay, now we can move on. Yay.
Okay.
Okay, so plans for the future. I still am holding this intention that we want a full labyrinth in the meditation garden. Plan for the side property for meditation, also to use for weddings. And then spiritual retreats and sacred journeys. Well, I've gone on my own, but it would be cool for us to do something together, even if it's local, right? And the loan completely paid off.
Yeah.
And we just keep, God knows the how. I don't know. I'm just like expecting it to happen. And
None of my business.
darn right. Okay, continue to tie to the organizations in Santa Barbara. Oh, and by the way, I already bought the little containers, but the community of friends, that's coming right up. What we do, we buy gift cards for $25 each, or 20 each at Ross. And then I fill up these little containers. So if anybody wants to contribute toward that and give $20, put on their community of friends. And then I go to Ross, buy the cards, and I fill them up, and then we take them over to the high school. So it's for low-income kids in the area. So they're in Goleta, which is really neat. And we've been doing that for, Leah actually brought that to us 6 years, 7 years. And it's great. And it's the school, shoot.
School supplies or what?
No, it's not school supplies, it's Christmas gifts.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, a gift, because otherwise they wouldn't have it, because they don't have the money. You know, so it's just an additional thing that they created in the community. And we've been participating. We got a really nice letter for them last year and go, you guys are the best, we love your little, the way you wrap or do that little thing. I get these little metal containers and they're adorable. And then I put in candy and I put in a Ross gift card. And then they could buy school supplies, they could buy whatever they want, you know, and it's great. And then programs to heal and assist people with consciousness expansion, and we do that through classes, we do that through, like we just had the gong show. But that was awesome because we ended up with around 17 people that night. So it was fantastic.
It was so cool.
It was so cool. And so that's the way that we do it. We may have inspiring films, we have things like that, okay? So, thank you. Oh, I like this. Thank you for being part of our spiritual family. We are grateful for you and the energy and love you bring to the center of the heart. We love you just the way you are. We used to sing that all the time. And we wish you multiple blessings, immense joy, and overflowing abundance. Reverend Mary and the Core Council, thank you very much. That's our meeting. Pretty cool, huh?
We just got one thing.
One more. Okay, go ahead.
Well, no, it's on here, about,
Well, that's the
voting.
financial happiness at the center of future, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we just need one more thing. We need to vote to extend the terms for 1 year for Barbara, myself, and Roxy. So you want to tell them how to do this, Barbara?
Okay, so, all in favor of extending myself and Roxy and Bev, raise your hand.
Barbara, you better not
Any
get
opposed? All right, we're in.
Okay, it's passed. Yay! Okay, and one last thing. You know, I blasted through this. Are there any questions, guys?
Yeah, we've got a whole ton of food out there, and I don't want to have to get rid of it.
Okay, all right. All right, she's done. Okay, one thing and we'll finish.
I just kind of felt like if anybody has any ideas about what we could do as a community to help the people who are victims of the fire, because they really lost every single thing.
Yeah.
Like the kids are not just without toys away.
Without clothes. There's places online, and you can go to the Red Cross and drop clothes off, and they want new items, by the way. But that's okay. Go and look there, because there's places on the internet, and they'll tell you exactly to those communities, and they will get that assistance to them. So if you want to do things like that, help them.
Can I mention a local
Yeah.
place that I know?
Yeah, go ahead.
I mentioned this because